And we are back! Welcome to another episode, guys. We're now at the remains of Salaga, which is a pretty cool place. Again, we're kind of deep in the Desolation now. We are reasonably surrounded by these sulphurous wastes, these yellow sands. Pretty much we cannot travel anywhere now for a long distance without needing the help of our new allies, the jannu worms. And of course, we are the only mortals around here. All the other people, as I've said before, are ascension pilgrims and stuff. People who followed Chirai Ossa up here through the desert many years ago in search of ascension. This one says, "Where is Chirai? I followed him into the desert, but the sands are so empty." So as we go through, I really like this area. I've said it before because just there's so many kind of tragic tales you hear about, just these families and people who died as they followed this man blindly into the desert. It's really, really cool. And also, of course, Palawa Joko is hanging about, trying to bring back his armies. We'll see how that goes. This guy, for instance, Officer Loru, is one of Palawa Joko's minions, I guess you could say. He says, when we last fought an Ossa, my master fell. He will not allow this one to destroy our world, even if it means we must work together. And I just realised I'm recording in 1080p. Give me a second, guys. There we go. Right, much better. So yeah, as you can see from what this guy says, I think he looks quite cool actually. Quite kind of Egyptian, pretty sweet. Anyway, as he says, as you can tell, Joko is kind of on a bit of an uneasy alliance with us at the moment because he doesn't want Varish destroying the world any more than we do. He is evil. He does want control and stuff, but he's not evil for the sake of it. He doesn't just want everything to be blown up straight away. So we'll see how that turns out. Of course, this place is called the Remains of Salaga, and there's actually a king here called Salaga. Let's read the description, shed some light on who he is and what exactly happened here. It says, this ruined and crumbling city was once the home of King Salaga, the last of his line. Salaga, I really hope I'm saying that right, his father had resisted Palawa Joko for years, but with Lord Joko's armies advancing, he gave into his fears and cut a deal with the undead lord. Shortly after, his citadel was overrun by Joko's undead army. The unlucky king was gutted, and his remains animated as Joko's court jester. And he remains bitter about this to this very day. So yeah, he's still around, kind of bound to this place, I guess, because of Joko. You know, he died, but his the spirits that made up his undead army, I suppose, didn't get to leave for the mist. What does he say? He says he too made an unfortunate deal with Palawa Joko. He was a prince, and until his father died, he had lived a life full of honour and the trappings of royalty, but free of duty. Running the kingdom was more than I could handle. With my people soon to feel the brunt of Palawa's attack, I made a deal with him. I would serve him if he would only spare my people. Unfortunately, it cost me my everlasting soul, for he killed my people and made me his undying minion. Now Palawa is back, and I must serve him as he tries to regain power. Thus, it is my duty to tell you that the king, Joko the Wise, Joko the Mighty, Joko the Magnificent, awaits you in Joko's domain. And if you didn't pick that up, these are the titles of the 3 Vabian princes that Joko clearly has given to himself, possibly because he had such an easy time overtaking Vabi all those years ago. Anyway, we shouldn't keep the king waiting, so that's our next primary quest. You'll also notice that this place is a challenge mission. You see the outposts a little bit different. We will see the challenge mission. It's got something to do with the worms. There's also a few kind of cool side quests you can do around here. A lot of the quests in the Desolation, they're not just about how the people died and what happened here in these ancient civilizations. They're about Joko quite a lot and sort of him rallying his troops again. Which hopefully we'll see a bit more of. Sorry if my voice is a little bit hoarse, guys. I've been a little bit sick recently. Anyway, Palawa Joko, I curse the name. He stole us of our honour. Right, I think we're done here. I'd rather head on out. Let's continue with the main quest. And we're going to go out north, and like that guy said, there's actually a whole region here in the Desolation, which is named Joko's Domain. And this place is kind of notorious. I have met a few people who haven't had much trouble in this area, but it is widely regarded as one of the harder places in the game, just because it is swarming with enemies. And like I said before, a lot of the stuff around here just seems to have annoying skill bars, and they're just really, really fucking annoying. Anyway, here's Palawa. He says, my ever-loyal minion. Those Ossers never give me a moment of peace. Yes, first Chirai Ossa and now Varish. The minion says, yes, Master, Varish has placed the balance of her forces square atop your throne. We shall regain it, and all thanks to these well-to-do hero types. I guess that's us. They have no choice but to destroy her vanguard and retake my palace for me. Well, hello there, well-to-do hero type. So he's very patronising, let's just put it that way, shall we? Does the minion say anything to us? He says, you cannot kill what is already dead. These guys all look so freaky. You'll notice, you may have noticed, sorry, that recently we've been hearing about Joko using centaurs in his armies before. We'll see a lot of those undead centaurs as we go further forward. And look at those monstrous mandragors. Look at them, they're like completely black. Oh, everything around here is annoying. I'll send everyone to fight them while I'm talking to Palawa. Anyway. He says, I am impressed by your confidence on the battlefield. Had you been by on my side during the Battle of Jahai, perhaps history would tell a different tale. Are you going to talk to me even though you're in combat? Yes, you are. Good. He says, a deal is a deal indeed. You need to get to that blasted mouth of torment before the world falls into night. And I need to regain my bone palace from that no-good descendant of an Ossa. Being sundered and bound beneath a monument has left my army feral and wandering, while the army of Varish, left to protect her flank, is composed of powerful demons you could never hope to defeat on your own. Of course, as the all-powerful and righteous heroes, you will try, but let me save you some time. Help me regain my most loyal general, and he will help you break through the forces of Varish has left in your way. I will get my wonderful palace back, and you will be one step closer to saving the world. A noble goal for such good and righteous heroes. And do not entertain the thoughts of killing me. That would be unwise and impossible. You need me as much as I need you, hero, and I don't think he's lying when he says it's impossible. After all, the guy has been alive for well over 200 years, probably more since he was an undead lord before when he started attacking everyone. So yeah, who knows? Right, so we're going to help him retake the Bone Palace. You might have heard people talking about that a little bit recently. So yeah, let's just plow our way through. Now, you're going to be noticing something in the background here. Can you see these things? These graven monoliths? Yes, they're new enemies, but they're not quite new. You might remember in a storyline a long time ago that you might have even forgotten about, or might even seem pretty irrelevant. Right back at the start of this storyline, when we went to the first city. Yes, and we fought the Apocrypha. Yeah, that was a monolith which had like all this knowledge about Abaddon and stuff. Yeah, well, we get lots more monoliths now. Pretty much what was a boss at the start is becoming a regular enemy, essentially. I really like that. I love it when games do that. Cool. As cheap as that might sound, I just think it's really cool when you have a boss and then later on you seem to be kind of fighting it regularly. So we're going to be fighting these monoliths. Pretty mysterious things. There's reasonable elaboration on what they're about. I'll try and show you guys the quest on that and stuff. But yeah. Where's our marker take us to? Okay, so quite a bit north. Alright, so to get any further north, I mean, you can see a lot of ruins. Sadly, you can't just sort of... What I always thought would be cool, if you could go to, like, complexes like this that you always see off in the distance, and, like, to avoid the sulphurous wastes as an option to get through, you could, like, walk across the rooftops of them and stuff. But that's not really an option. Most of the time, it's just using the jannu. So, let's get back into these bad boys and hope everybody actually gets in one. Because you see, so it takes longer for some people to actually do it. Oh, and we've got lots of minions with us, have we? Oh, and Palawa's following us around too. Okay, that's cool. Right, so let's go find this general, shall we? Oh, we actually have to defeat him. We need to defeat General Hudo. Okay, so that's the end of our worm adventure. We're in this kind of trench. Oh shit, mandragors. Ah, that's annoying. Okay, never mind. If we could have just fought these in the jannu, but no. No, they have to pop up right after everyone gets out. Okay, so we've got some minions of Joko here, hostile. Obviously don't care for Joko anymore, so we'll beat some sense into them. Oh yes, and General Hudo's right there with them. Hopefully they'll stay nice and balled up. Nope, sadly they will not. Well, these ones will at least. Oh, that was easy. Okay. Alright, okay, you fell over very easily, but alright. So he says, battle after glorious battle, I have won for the great Palawa Joko. You cannot kill what is already dead. I wonder if that's a bit of a motto for the undead. Anyway, a deal's a deal. Ha ha ha, Palawa Joko is back indeed. Come, fight with Hudo. It will be a glorious battle. Brilliant. The funny thing about this quest, actually, so we get lots of his minions with us now, which is pretty great. But the funny thing is, the Desolation is such a kind of hazardous area. Often these guys die before you actually finish the rest of the quest, before you can use them to storm the Bone Palace. I don't know whether that's just me being shit at the game or not, but that's typically what I find happens. Especially in a minute when we get in the jannu, they just can't hold up to the masses of enemies you'll soon be seeing. For now, at least, we've got a huge army, and they're just shredding through the other undead. Because, of course, undead will always be hostile to us, sadly. Just because we're kind of on a weird sort of allegiance with Palawa at the moment, it doesn't mean that all of the undead actually care about him anymore. And a lot will just stand in defiance. Oh, here we go. So there's some Margonites and lots of restless corpses. Okay, and the Bone Palace is about here. I can tell you that for nothing. So let's try and get the Margonites on their own without the restless corpses. No, 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 minions, come back. Come back, my minions. They're not going to come back, are they? Oh, I just love how many there are, actually. They just kind of form a massive wall. We really are breaking through the Margonite. One nice thing, I guess, is that we do massive damage to the undead. Look at that! Look at that! Brilliant. Because, of course, dervishes excel in doing holy damage. And those undead, I think, are pretty much just very weak. In fact, I think those are the same undead. There's like a farm that people do. I know this isn't relevant to you guys who are just here for the lore, but there's like a farm people do. And there used to be, when Nightfall first came out, there was a really rare sword skin called the Elemental Sword. And it looks really cool, and it used to be really hard to get, and people used to keep killing those undead on this quest because they drop it and they're easy to kill, and there's quite a few of them. But then when they released the final campaign, Eye of the North, which we're edging slowly closer and closer to, not long now, guys, but when they released that, it suddenly became very easy to get the swords, which is a bit of a shame. Anyway, enough of that. So what is this mighty structure we see here? Yes, this is the Bone Palace. Pretty cool place. This is kind of where Joko ruled from. In Prophecies, I believe we learnt of a place that Chirai kind of ruled from when he got to the Crystal Desert, which is a bit further north from here. And I think even in Guild Wars 2, Joko might have gone to live at Chirai's place. But for now, he wants to be here at the Bone Palace. So let's get on in the jannu, shall we? Of course, our undead allies won't be doing the same, sadly. Is everyone okay? You all in your things? Yeah, cool. So these guys are going to follow us around, but as I said, there's a lot of troops around here, and they'll probably die. I'll be surprised if they all survive. I'll be happy if a few do. Anyway, so we've got a load of Margonites, a load of Restless Dead, a load more Margonites, a load more Dead, a load more... Just fucking loads of everything, just look. If I had the mini-map on, you guys, all you would see on the compass is just a massive kind of swarm of red dots everywhere, all over this field. Field, sand, plain, but yeah. Let's kill these ones. Luckily, these guys seem to go down in like just 1 or 2 hits, which is pretty great. Do they all have unique things to say? No, some of them don't even want to talk to me. Okay, more Margonites. You can see there's a rift here. 3 Torment Claws. Is the objective to take them out? Retake the Bone Palace from Varish's rear vanguard and defeat Zadokar the Blessed. Okay, so she's obviously got some kind of Margonite commander in there of sorts. No more need for human commanders, that much is sure. So let's take out the Torment Claws, see if we can get in behind. Kind of, this is the side entrance to the Bone Palace. We'll be seeing this a little bit more. Oh yes, so we killed them and the gate opened. What have we got in here? Oh, okay, so there's Zadokar. Look how big that Margonite is. That's like twice the size of any other ones. But luckily, we're in a fucking massive worm. So we can blow the poop out of him. Wow, and I'm not kidding. Look at that. I remember this being much harder. Look at all the minions we've saved. Oh, this is brilliant. I've bigged it all up and now it just looks pathetically easy. There we go. Cutscene.
You miserable hunks of desiccated flesh! I leave you alone for a few 100 years, and you let everything go to hell! Now that I'm back, things are going to be different!
Okay, Joko, stay classy.
Huh? Oh, Talcora. I thought you were someone else.
I know. You expected Milani.
Yes. You know, Talcora, you've really grown in the time I've known you.
But you always thought of us as mentor and student. I know. I've always known.
I don't want to hurt your feelings.
As you say, I've grown. And I'd be blind not to see that you and Milani belong together.
Is it that obvious?
Yes. And the sooner the both of you realize it, the easier it'll be for the rest of us. He's all yours.
How much of that did you hear?
Most of it. I have very good ears.
I want you to know that I do care about people. Not just princes.
Princes are people too. I have to remember that. And remember that I'm not always right. We do belong together, you know.
You think it's that obvious?
Only to the entire rest of the world, Kos.
No, no, no! Mummified flesh on the left, dried bones on the right! No, your other right! You worthless bits of animated anatomy!
Oh, look at them, they're a mess. Okay, so we're at the Bone Palace. Right, that cutscene. What to say about it? I like that they tried to do kind of a romance thing. I haven't really been reading, hopefully you guys have, but I haven't really been reading what the heroes are saying in the background much. I'm not too sure if it's ever alluded to that Talcora liked Kos. I mean, some of you guys might not even got that, but yeah, Talcora was kind of coming onto Kos there, I guess, and Kos was like, no. The Milani Kos thing I did kind of see coming. I like that they were trying to push into this new kind of realm with the story, and I like that they were kind of trying to expand the Nightfall storyline like that. I just think it was done maybe a little bit shoddily, but yeah, I think I'll end that episode on that note, actually, guys. So I will see you next time. Have a little think of that. And yeah, we're at the Bone Palace. The Desolation on its own isn't a very long region. We're actually kind of about halfway through it now already, I would say. So we'll be seeing sort of the conclusion. It won't be long until we're up with Varish. And then I'm hoping to do some cool side series episodes here, because there's just so many awesome side quests here because of the history of the place. Anyway, yeah, I'll stop rambling, and I will see you guys next time. See you later.